Silence.
Everyone hold your breath.
Shut the fuck up.
Everyone take a deep breath. You too, Kate. Take a deep breath.
Welcome, everybody, to the Tipped and Stiff podcast with your host, Kate Alvarez, and
Jared Sturridge.
Today we have very special guests.
I'm Eric.
I'm Kate, and we are Love Your Community.
Wow,
Bryce.
Me too.
We didn't.
I suddenly hate my community.
We didn't even plan that. You guys did great. You guys did exactly what you're supposed to do. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Welcome to the pod. It's exciting to have both of you here. Now, honestly, to kind of open the thing is, we know both of you already.
That is true.
This is true. You're friends of the show. You're not just guests of the show. You're friends of the show and friends in real life, of course. But it's very exciting to have you here because, for those who don't know, what are you laughing about?
You're just burping.
I did.
He does that. He starts to talk every time. It's like,
for those who don't know, when we talk about That's a Beauty, these are the other two that we're talking about who work on That's a Beauty, which is Kate and Eric and Bryce, and also the three of them are part of Love Your Community as well. And it's very exciting to have them here because for those who probably have been seeing that we've been blowing up the socials, they're throwing a festival event for Love Your Community called the Beachfront Arts Fest, right?
Second annual.
And this is purely a selfish episode because we're playing and we're like, let's just, let's have them on.
Very self-interested.
But one thing that's to add before we get into it, what's weird, and I want to talk about this, is that I met you really at the first one. Mm-hmm. That's when we first met, at the first Beachfront Fest. Because I don't know why, I was at a venue in town, which is half the time is a bar. I was just in there with Kate Kozak, which is part of Stone Theory. He's been on the show. And both you, Eric, and Bryce were in the venue putting up posters for Beachfront. Trying to. Did they not let you put the poster up? Really? Oh, fuck them. They're closed now. That's what happened.
Yeah, see what happens.
Yeah, fuck them.
Some coincidence.
Shut the door on the... Okay.
That's really weird they didn't let you do that. But that's where I first met you. And I remember you were telling me about it. You showed me the posters. I was excited. I told you guys I would go. And I told you guys about that I'm doing a podcast. And I came. I remember going to I remember going to I came to the festival.
I did?
And I remember I went because I was at a lunch show. Who they've also been on the podcast. Their podcast got deleted though.
That's weird.
They were also on the podcast, and I went to their show, and then I went to Beachfront to watch. And I remember I was sitting on a bench by myself. I was like, I'm just gonna go check it out and see what this is about. And Bryce and Kate, you came up to me.
I remember that. I remember when you told me about that. Do you remember what you told me about that?
No, we're not going to get into that.
You found
No. Shut your mouth of what you thought I thought at the fucking thing. So we were there, and I was sitting on the bench, and both of you came up to me, and it was very nice because I felt very welcomed, and you invited me to sit with all your friends, and that's where I met you. And met the whole gang, and we had a lot of fun. I remember we started moshing and stuff like that. It was a great time, but it's very crazy to kind of think about how, you guys threw this event. I had no idea who any of you were, and I really, on a whim, met all of you. And it's very strange to be here on the podcast and getting ready for the second annual one, and now performing at the second annual one. And it's great to hear that it's coming back again. I'm very excited, and it's cool. I think it's going to be bigger and better than last year. And I'm
excited.
What should we expect? You guys should tell us, because I don't know how many people listening know about it or have been to the first one, and there probably are some who have been to the first one for sure. But what to expect that's different?
Yeah, you should expect about 6,000 people showing up.
Somewhere in that, yeah.
Post
Expect
Malone.
good times, good people.
But we do have a lot more vendors this year. We
Yeah.
have 40, actually. Last year we had
Holy
like
fuck.
13.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So, yeah.
People came out heavy for that, like right away, and we were like, oh wow, like so it's gonna be like a legit like market. It's like all sorts of art and stuff, like different crafts.
There's gonna be a lot of people there this year.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a big
lot
pool.
lot of people there this year. It's crazy.
Plus, it's free
Free.
Yeah.
And for all ages.
for all
Yes,
ages.
family friendly.
Up to
Until-
a point.
Up to 7 up until 7
Until
p.m.
maybe a band with the name Cult in their name, like it might be a good signal for.
Yeah, you guys gotta
Kids out of there.
put
Get
out
'em out of
the when everyone's performing because there's a clear vibe check at one point
Yeah.
for when it doesn't
Now the
become.
night has begun.
Yeah. But it's super exciting. I'm really glad to hear that you guys have 40 vendors coming. That's
Holy shit.
awesome, and that's gonna get people out there. You know,
Yeah.
there's gonna be a lot of people there. This year there was a decent amount of people last year, but now this time you guys are definitely gonna hike past that. And you got some heavy hitters performing this year.
I would say, yeah.
You got some heavy hitters coming
Some
out
fun.
this year, which is it. One thing that's really nice, just knowing the lineup, is that you have some bands who were around last year but didn't play, but are playing this year, who are much more established. They have a fan base. They have people who want to come out and see them, and you guys are giving them an opportunity to come out and play at the festival. You're giving so much opportunity to a lot of vendors who have grown their own thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just really hoping that you guys your GoFundMe is doing pretty well. I've
Pretty
been
well,
watching
yeah.
that,
Absolutely.
which is really cool. It's just really cool to see that it's cooking up, and every year it's only going to get better, and it's very exciting to see that. But
Yeah. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it.
what made all of you start Love Your Community?
Yeah.
Well, we were hanging out down by the lake, by the bandshell, all hanging up in our hammocks and playing hacky sack, and we were just saying to each other that it would be awesome if we had a community event here with our friends, with art, local vendors, and that was the seed that we planted.
Mhm.
That was the moment of conception.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I mean the space is just like it's so beautiful. Like the bandshell is amazing. Like there's a ton of events that go on there like all the time, and it was like the idea was like, oh, we should throw a festival here, like because the space is already beautiful. So.
It's already there. You got a stage. You have the acoustics right.
Right.
You already have something meant for music to be played
nice.
on it.
It's beautiful.
You got the-
scenery.
It has like murals, tile murals on the
Yeah.
walls.
Oh,
And
Yeah,
shit. I
and
like
it's been
that.
done there before, but it's really just about our generation taking over that space and
Mhm.
kind of letting the youth have the stage and the freedom to take up the space in the community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
One thing I want to state that I respect about Beachfront and Love Your Community a lot is that you are allowing hip hop and DJ artists to come play, because that is something that is really missing from the Kenosha community.
Yeah.
There is not truly, up until a month ago at the Brat Stop, there really wasn't a single space that was willing to allow
Like a full blown hip hop or DJ show. Like
Right.
a full blown.
There really
Yeah.
wasn't, and there was one before, and there was problems there, and they made a whole thing about it. Everyone was mad that there was some rappers coming from Chicago to play here, and which was stupid that people got mad about. So it's really cool that there's such a large hip hop community that gets ignored in Kenosha. The DIY stuff happens. You know, the majority of hip hop shows I've seen have been in DIY concerts. They've
I
been
think Creative Space does some stuff too.
Creative Space
Mhm.
has begun doing some
Yeah.
stuff now. It's coming now.
That's
like
good.
it's starting to, people are starting to
Yeah.
realize that the younger generation is into rap music, into hip hop, into pop music, and that's the music they're making. Most young people aren't making bands anymore. There is a lot. Kenosha is a particular place where there is a lot of bands that mimic an older sound for sure, but there's no festival. You know what I mean? There's no festival that's allowing that to happen, and it's really cool that that Love Your Community is allowing that to happen, because people want to see it.
Yeah. I mean, diversity in music is super important. Just like it's more entertaining, like across the board. Like we have all this art here, in Wisconsin, you know, like in these different cities that our artists are coming from to perform. So it's cool to kind of just like not have just one kind of music, but try to, you know, have more diversity in that. And like hopefully in the future we can do 2 days and have even more, you know, just keep going with it. That's
right.
Yeah.
And the thing is that with like music nowadays, everyone's been exposed to everything. Like everyone is not, most people are not just listening to a single genre of music anymore. I remember going to a house show in Milwaukee where it was, you know, like it felt like Midwest emo bands and indie bands playing with rappers at the same time, in the same, you know, time slot. And people were loving it. And it's just like people have access to a lot of music now because of the internet. And they're listening to everything. So the fact that it's like when you see something like Beachfront having, you know, rock bands and hip hop artists and DJs playing at the same festival, no one's like, oh, that's weird. A lot of young people are like, it's just music.
Mm-hmm.
It's just to go hang out and have a good time. And just because the vibe might change from one band to another, as long as they're bringing heat and they're going up to the bat to fucking swing, you know what I mean? It's that's what it needs to be, and it's going to be exciting to see that for sure. There's a lot of people on beachfronts who are a lot of people who are in the performance art, performance who are going. Oh my!
The lineup.
The lineup. Who are coming on the lineup that I'm excited to see, and I'm very happy to see that they're playing because they're great. Let's see it. Yeah. Here we go. Let's look at this. Yeah, we got Stone Theory. Awesome. Violet Wilder.
Violet Wilder.
Hyperia. I've seen you guys play. Hyperia is great too. M-Bomb's great.
Classic.
M-Bomb's great. The Orange Costanza. How do you swear it? Yeah, Orange Costanza. I haven't seen yet. Wonderful Bluffer. I haven't seen, but I know I've heard a lot of good things about Wonderful Bluffer though.
Dude, they're awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see them. DJ Dripsode. I've been kind of looking at a little bit
excited
too.
for that.
She's awesome.
She's I mean, they don't have a genre, so it's like very I don't know. We saw them spinning at like a taco restaurant in Milwaukee. Our friends took us to, and like they had like a whole little group of people there that were, you know, watching and like vibing out. And we were like, damn, like.
And those transitions were hitting.
It was.
Yeah.
We were.
So I'm really
we tried to get
excited
them
for that
last
one.
year too, but I don't know. We were just there's not enough you know, time and lost in the DMs and whatnot. So.
Right.
But this year DJ Drip Sweat's closing it out, so it's gonna be more of a fun dance party that I'm sure will be like responsive of like what the crowd is like going for.
And Zed Kenzo isn't playing anymore. It's Nile X Nile now,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've been checking them out too. And you know, Culver Sale's playing, so you know, we're bringing heat, but you know,
yeah.
Have they ever
They're
put out
excited
music?
for
Culver Sale doesn't put out any music, but they still get shows for some reason. But that's gonna be super exciting. You know, I know we're trying to bring as many people as we can out to the show just for everyone to experience. Because I know I've been telling everyone it's just gonna be a good time no matter what. Even if we weren't performing, it would be a good time. I would try to get people out there. But
yeah,
because what people need to understand about Beachfront, from how I see it, knowing you guys like more closely than people listening would, is that like seeing the development of the coming together of this year's festival has been wild. Because I didn't see you guys set up for the first year, so I don't know what that was even like, but seeing like the whole process of your guys' organizational strategy and like just like your assault on the community and like getting people to fucking like respond to this. You know, I was trying to think of a different word than assault, but like just the fucking reaching out to
we had to
every
get out
people
there.
and like actually having ways for people to connect with it instantly and be a part of it was something that I noticed first and foremost, because there was people who we had on the show that were able to get on, like for vendors. And but where I'm kind of going with that is, of all the festivals in Kenosha, I feel like whether it's the St. Therese Festival or like the Peace Tree Festival, that has like a certain, like it's already set in its way. I feel like Beachfront has room to keep evolving and keep evolving and like be able to adapt and change, which is something our generation is pretty good at. What do you guys think about that?
Oh yeah, certainly.
We've got lots of good ideas for the upcoming years, and we're only learning from this year as well. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
excited to
beautiful.
keep growing.
For sure.
There's a lot of room for, you know, just the idea of like the space and what it could be in terms of like we're doing a little bit more in terms of like art within the festival area and like trying to do a little bit with decorating, but
And interactive murals.
yeah,
Engagement.
Yeah.
there's going to be a really cool banner, like where there's Lemon Street Gallery is putting out, like they're recycling this big length of banner that they have, and they're gonna like write out like Beachfront Arts Fest on it, like as a stencil, and then it's gonna be like the community can come and like paint on it like throughout the day, and then that'll be like next year's banner. It'll be like, so it's like
That's cool.
there's cool stuff going on
Yeah.
in that way. Someone's bringing an art bus, which like honestly I don't even know what that is, but it sounds awesome.
Yeah, Katie Wallner is bringing an art bus.
Art bus.
Yep.
Is that like the big Bonnaroo art bus thing that we saw? Is it like,
No.
is it literally a
Possibly.
bus?
It is literally a bus, and inside are like canvases and paint materials for you to be
Oh.
able to go in and make some art. So
That's
That's
dope.
awesome.
yeah,
It's pretty cool, actually.
yeah.
So,
I'll be
and
going in.
we've, you know, like I would love to just keep on building the space out and keep on, you know, making it like a fun place to be, like a place that people can come together and like be together. And like if the environment is really nice and like there's cool like lighting or like, you know, decorations that are immersive or interactive, I feel like it just creates like a really easygoing atmosphere that people like want to be in. And then the rest is, you know, from there. It's the artists, it's the people together. It's like the whole thing, the whole idea, you know.
For sure.
With that understanding, with that like idea and that, I guess, belief, core value of that, are there any like you know how with say with Bonnaroo there's like rules of like more like things that they encourage you to bring to Bonnaroo
Sure.
with yourself, like with your attitude and things like that? What would you guys say you were like encouraging core values for the
Well, I'd say number one is just kindness and an open mind. You know, it's about building community, right? And just giving everyone an opportunity to sort of get together and hang out, I think, is one of the best ways to do that. So, you know, come with an open mind, come ready to make some friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, willingness to connect
Yeah.
with your friends, with new friends, meet new people, and also just have a great time.
Yeah.
don't
And-
steal phones.
Don't steal
Of
from-
course
Yeah.
not. I mean,
I will be watching.
Yeah. We'll have security. No, we
Honestly,
do,
it was
but
a miracle you found your phone.
I know. I don't fucking get it.
it was meant to come back.
You had
to
good karma.
It was.
But-
God got me.
But that, you know, the space of being like, you know, like you guys said, open-minded and like ready, like able to connect, like being open to connection. I feel like, you know, if people look chill, like they probably are, you know, like if you feel like yourself and you're just sort of like in a space, or like if you know, like you notice people around you, like just like it's such a nice and open atmosphere. Like I can personally vouch for so many like really cool people that I know that are coming. It's just exciting to think about them all together, like in the same space, you know, and like it's just hanging out, listening to music, enjoying music. So
Yeah, and I really appreciate the American mindset about being open to connection, because I've been to a few music festivals overseas, and you don't just make friends with strangers like you do here in the U.S.
Really?
Like my best friend Quincy, I met him on the beach, and you just don't talk to strangers, you know, and this is a safe place where you can feel comfortable talking to strangers and getting to know each other and having that new friendship on the brink.
Right. That's
I like-
very cool.
I like that idea of like just like it's a new like melting pot within a city in the country that is considered a melting pot. When I graduated high school, I threw like a grad party with I just invited every single person from every different friend group that I was in, because I was just in like 4 or 5 different friend groups. I invited people from all of them, and they all just sat on my back porch, and I just like kind of observed them all hanging out, and like almost
Yes.
like half of them
You'll
didn't
be
know each
friends.
other. I was like, yes, I was like, yes.
It's working.
I was yes, show them that thing you're making, or like, yes, talk about those pants that they're wearing. Yes. But I like that idea of just being like, all right, everybody can come. I know you guys don't know each other, but you all know me.
Yeah, that's how it feels like for us. I feel like, you know, like, of course there's gonna be a lot of new people in the community that we've been like talking to. Like, we've been out at the harbor market, and like just anytime somebody like seems nice and open, like you tell them about it, and it's just like, yeah, come on by, it's free, you know, come through. And one thing that really came to my mind was like, I feel like if you think a compliment in someone in your head, like looking at somebody, like you just say it, you know, like it'll be well received. Like, no, like it's almost impossible to fail if you have pure intentions, right? If you're not gonna if you're not doing it for some other reason. But like, if you're just walking around and you like someone's shirt, be like, hey, I like your shirt. Like, they're like, thanks. And it's like an instant, like little bit of positivity, you know, like don't keep your compliments to yourself. Like,
right.
They don't, you know, it's
don't
not
do anything in there.
Have
Yeah.
a good time. Project the positivity.
Yeah. Radiate.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited to be there. I'm very excited to perform. I'm excited to hang out. I'm excited to meet new people and just have a blast. And just so you know, we're only bringing heat. Our set list is
I'm excited.
bangers only.
That's what I like to hear.
We're gonna have a good time.
And it's gonna be a banging system too. So
yes.
Right, we got tribute sound on the job.
Tribute sound. Shout out Jeff. He's a chiller.
So I'm very excited. It's gonna be a very good show. It's gonna
July
be a lot of fun.
31st. July 31st down at the Pennoyer Park in Kenosha, Wisconsin, from noon till 11.
Let's kill it.
10.
Let's get it. Let's
we got
get
bedtime.
it.
We got bedtimes. In
Right, we got to clean up at the end. So if you want to help out, you know.
Oh, you do have to clean up at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And set it up. So if any of this sounds interesting to you, viewer, and you're local and you want to get involved, you can go over to our website, loveyourcommunity.us. We got a volunteer sign up for helping out with Beachfront. Just a little Google form. Just kind of give us, you know, what you're interested in helping with and what your availability is. And like, this whole thing happens because people are all coming together to do it. You know, we're all community funded. We got a GoFundMe. It's all donations, you know, so.
The more of that, the bigger it'll be.
Yeah.
And this thing can be big. Like, I know we've been talking very reserved about it because you all are very modest, like quiet, artsy, like flavor, you know, like creative people. But like, this has the chance of being like something really fucking memorable for Kenosha.
Absolutely.
I truly believe that. Like, that's fucking, like, people do not understand that this is it's merging the DIY with like the connected parties of like people who throw festivals. It's merging all of that together.
And I think also we have a lot of age diversity as well in our like, it is young people, but like there's a lot of cool older people in our community that have like been you know, helping us and like giving us that good energy and that support, you know, like the Harbor Market folks, especially like people that have just been, you know, they see what we're trying to do and they want to help. So, you know, the space is open for that as well. And we appreciate, and like, that's why we're able to do this really, is like from that support. So
yeah, absolutely. That's a big thing that the city needs more of.
Yeah.
That's the main reason that we're able to like do the podcast here, and why we have the fucking relationship with Case and with Jeff, and like even with you guys, because we were able to continue doing this here because they are like of like a older generation, and like they're keeping watch, and like they wanted to help us do what we're supposed to do at this age in this city. So that's something that needs to happen more.
Enough from you. So very exciting. July 31st from 12 to 11 p.m. 12 to 10.
12 to 10.
12
to 10.
Sunday. It's going to be a blast.
I mean, we got to clean up, so it'll be party cleanup, but we got to clean up. Get
awesome.
We don't want to piss off the neighbors.
Now,
who'd you vote for?
No,
Eric.
No, you
was it?
You gonna leave that information undisclosed?
It was Donnie.
It was Donnie, right?
Was it Jill Stein? You're a Jill Stein fan.
You guys are talking about local politics?
You're a Gary Johnson.
Okay, Jake.
No. Jason. Gary J.
I voted for Jesus.
I vote for Jesus every day.
You're all part of another creative endeavor too, called That's a Beauty.
Kids for Trump. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Stoners
Yep.
for Trump. Yeah,
That's a beauty. Productions.
That's a beauty
Well, yeah, no,
Not
production.
affiliated with any political
No.
ideologies or parties, but
Mhm.
making shit.
Absolutely. What's the story behind that? That's a big one. I want to know about this. I want to know this.
Well, Bryce started that one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like we went. So Eric and I met in film school freshman year, and we were both quiet, like kind of awkward dudes that just gravitated towards each other. And then we ended up becoming friends, and then we started working together all the time in college. And I feel like that's like the core essence of like where this starts from in terms of, you know, like after college, yeah, like I did That's a Beauty. We made like a music video or 2 music videos, but like it's really not become a serious thing until like Kate and I like were like, no, like we came back from traveling. We're like, let's really put focus into this. And like Eric, we knew Eric was like down, and he at the time he was in Green Bay, so like we had been talking about living together for like a long time and just like wanting to work together again. But you know, I think it just kind of, this was the thing that was like, all right, like let's really put the work into That's a Beauty. We were doing Hypheria's music video at the time. Well,
It's
it was a
fucking
little bit,
sick,
yeah,
man.
it was around
Yeah.
that time,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the big like comeback effort production, and we had a great time making it. It felt like it was like really solid, and we just, yeah, I mean now we're like a legit, you know, production company making mostly music videos, you know, just producing a podcast. It's the biggest podcast in America, so
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's a big
Mhm.
deal.
That's a big deal.
it
We'd
is.
like to thank
Bigger than
Tristan
Joe Rogan.
Jazz.
Yeah,
For
Yeah.
making us the
And,
biggest
you know,
podcast in the world.
bigger than Joe Rogan.
We love those guys.
Thank you.
So
Joe, we love you, but also you guys like you guys just did a video for is it pronounced Hirsch or Harsh?
Hirsch.
Hirsch.
Or Horsch? Yeah, Hirsch. Okay, like a
Mhm.
Hershey, but okay.
like Herschel. I
Like
think.
Herschel. Oh, okay.
Herschel. It's short for Herschel.
Oh,
But
that's-
also, it's an acronym, I believe. It's like, I don't know. I'll
Yep.
have to look it up. Sorry, buddy.
I think it starts like he.
yeah,
Like I've seen him. Like
he really should hide.
he really should hide. That's
Yeah,
what it is. Yeah,
I
he's
think.
had that on like a hoodie I saw or on something.
Yeah,
But that music video was insane because you guys like
flying kites. Yeah,
flying kites was fucking insane because the camera you guys were using, the tech, like how like deep into that you guys got. You tried to explain it to me when you were editing it, but I didn't really understand. But I think it's cool to talk about that.
Yeah, we shot. I mean, was that our first video on our Red camera?
Yeah.
that was first red. Which
So
was big.
And in a
learning
really
curve.
legit studio as well, like the whole floor spun. So that was cool to create on that too.
Shout
Mhm.
out to Mariah for hooking us up, and Sean as well. Like the only reason that we're able to like have access to like a space like that is because like we have great collaborators that like, you know, we got you, you know, like they've hooked us up and helped us out a lot with the space. And just Sean's a fantastic cinematographer.
Mhm.
Go check him out. We'll put his their ats for their
Yeah.
Instagrams.
With like That's a Beauty. We'll
Yeah,
it.
we'll put it all in there. But yeah, I mean, it's like us in the core of it, but like it's really like us and like the extended team
Right.
of like collaborators, because that's what it really feels like when we're working together. It's like we're all there together. It's not this like weird hierarchy thing, you know.
Mhm.
It's just like it's still at its core. I feel like what I hear from a lot of like film industry vet people is like they get like real jaded and real like, you know, like I had this guy tell me like, oh, like I was telling him about our company. He's like, oh yeah, that's like when filmmaking's fun.
Oh wow.
I'm like,
Damn.
yeah, you know.
That's sad.
Honestly, it's really fun because we
Super
get
fun.
to work with all of the artists and kind of hear them out first if they have any ideas and then make their music video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reality.
It's collaborative, you
Yeah.
know. It's like we work together with the artists. Like sometimes they come to us with an idea and we like expand on it, or sometimes they don't have one and we're like, okay, let's listen to the song, and then it just like, you know.
Let it start flowing out.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, what's the process like that? What's that like?
Would have been different. You can use different examples maybe of like artists that, you know, different times you can recall on.
So like for Hirsch's video, he had the idea like basically like, you know, he was just like, you know, I see myself on like a pedestal and it's like the camera's like rotating around me or something, and it's like slow. Like the song, when you listen to it, it's very like slow and like a vibe. And like it was like, oh yeah, we can do that. we just.
And then we just expanded on it. We're like, oh, what about Greek theme? Okay, let's create this outfit. Let's incorporate his street style.
Right.
Yeah, Kate did a great job with the wardrobe on that one. It was like lots of because we had different outfits with different lighting setups, and we're thinking about that. And then like the switch between like the Greek god look was like much different than his other street looks, but it just like kind of, it's like he gave us the idea, and then we're just like, okay, how can we just like give it a little bit more substance, with the time that we have,
Right. That's one thing that's interesting about this, how I feel with working with a producer from music, because it's kind of what you guys are doing in a sense. Because I'll finish a song and I'll talk to Case, who produces all our music, and I'm like, this song's done, now make it sound fantastic.
Yeah.
And they'll take it and they'll send me like what they did to it, and I'm like, oh, this song was never done. It's crazy. Like, like as an artist, you're like, I have this idea for this crazy thing. It's going to be amazing. And then the moment you bring other people in, you're like, holy, they fleshed it out to what it needed to be. Like, Hirsch had the ideas, like, I wanted the camera to be rotating. I want to be on a pedestal. But you guys are the ones who are like, well, this is the lighting. This is the costumes.
Let's do it this way.
This is how much more we're going to go with that. And there is... you need that level of expertise. You need those extra avenues of creativity to make a really great product. And it's kind of cool to hear like the film side of that, the music video side of that, with the makeup and the costume and using crazy cameras and lighting and stuff like that, which I have literally zero experience or knowledge about, so it's
and like
cool.
Scheduling and like
right,
taxes and like billing and like all like the business and stuff. Like shouts out Eric to being like really good at all that stuff, thank God. But
I'm stumbling, I just stumble my way through,
he's doing great,
learning as we go.
That's what's up. It's a learning mindset, it's like we want to keep making work, that we enjoy, we don't want to make stuff that we're like not excited about, so I feel like that's a big part of it too, is like when an artist comes to us, it's like we get excited about working together, and if it if it works, it works,
Right. There's a bit of a powerhouse in Kenosha at the moment, specifically this summer. I feel like I've seen the most of it happening. There's a lot of people trying to make things happen. I mean, we pretty much, like, even Beachfront alone, the second annual. There's another festival in Kenosha. There's another festival in Kenosha called the Rock and Roll Circus. Like, there's a lot of people trying to make things happen. You know what I mean? And with you guys trying to make your stuff happen. And it's cool to see so many creative endeavors by young people, specifically.
Yeah.
Kind of rolling out all at the same time. And I feel like when I was in high school, I remember when I started, I should say, because you weren't in the band.
I joined a lot later. Yeah.
When I started Prophets in the Mirror, which was really my first music group that I ever was in.
Yeah.
I was...
That's not true. Wait, that's not true. First one was called The Hinges.
The Hinges. Yeah, The Hinges instead of The Doors. It was called The Hinges.
So you're second.
Clever. And I remember, just doing like it was just for practicing playing songs. We were like, we'll play gigs and whatever, and we did like the talent show and stuff like that. And then eventually the bandmates changed and all that. And I remember at one point feeling very alone in the music community. I was like, I feel like we're the only band that's our age doing rock music right now. And it's been weird, and when we started, I was 16. I'm going to be 22 next month. And it's weird having lived here for so long and seeing a lot of change. And I don't know if it's just because, I have my ear to the wall all the time now with people making art. But for the people popping off, or the people who can claim they're making shit happen, they're all young, all below the age of 30. You know what I mean? All like that 16 to 30 range right now. But there's a lot of them, like surprisingly. And it's really cool to see. It's really cool to see that there's a lot of resources available to people to make art. And there's a lot of opportunities to actually show it off to the city. And I'm very grateful to have experienced a time in Kenosha where that is the case. Because there's definitely been a lot of points in Kenosha where that wasn't. And, when we had Tristan Jass on, he made a good point where he said let's get 262 on the map. And, you know, I think you said it was like, let's get it on the map for the right reasons. You know, it's very, there's like a line I wrote in a song. It's like made in the Midwest, full of love and violence. 'Cause that's what it feels like to be here. We're like a culmination of the extremes. That's what it feels like a lot of the times. It's like we have we have things that happen here that are bad and, you know, newsworthy, but we have a lot of people who have the power of a lot of positivity and you know, good in their heart and have the work ethic to make it happen. And it's very good to have been kind of blessed to be in a room at the same time with people who are willing to do that, and also to have been given the opportunity to experience that by other people who aren't in the room right now. So it's very cool what you guys are doing, to at least say.
Absolutely.
To summarize,
I think one of the core values, I think, in our team is like, we're not really competing with anybody.
right?
You know, we're definitely just open to collaboration. Like, we're not trying to climb any type of ladder, get on top of any sort of like networking thing or anything like that. It's just, you know, open collaboration is sort of our one of our core mindsets, I think. So
Yeah, and pure love for the community and just openness.
Right, absolutely, and that's all, and it's happening. That's what's also cool. Like, it's happening. You know, you're on your second annual Beachfront Art Fest.
You're talking about all the like artists and young people that are doing stuff, you know, like in this town. It's like the community is there, you know. It's like, this is a space for us to meet and like get together, you know, because it's like there shouldn't be competition. It should be like, you know, this like celebration of like, damn, this is a great, cool place with lots of cool people, you know.
Yeah, like an artist hub.
Yeah,
it feels like that, you know. It feels like we're kind of helping, being a part of that, you know. And there's so many other people doing stuff that, like, in different ways, and like we like the youth connection that you're talking about is like super strong. Like, we're all like in the same age area where like we can come together and like beautiful things will come from that, you know. Like,
and all I've ever seen is that the people who make it weird get called out. Like, the people who make it weird and make it competitive and make it exclusive are,
it just doesn't vibe.
It doesn't vibe.
Like, if the community is vibrating in a way and like it's attracting people based on that vibration. Like, I know this is hippie woo woo, but like it very much is that. Like, if somebody is like just on a different wavelength, it's like it just doesn't vibe, and
no,
you know,
it offsets the ecosystem, and then people can tell. They're like, why the?
But like, we're trying to, you know, like. Come on in.
Keep you're trying to keep raising it.
Like, come here. Like, like welcome. You don't have to fight it. You know, it's like, but
I'm not
like
stuck in that.
And that was the only point of like this podcast. You know what I mean? Like, that was all we were trying to do. We just tried to get people to come on, give people a platform, talk about things, talk about avenues of art that people weren't exploring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That I just to bring to the forefront, this is what's happening in Kenosha. It's like, not most people don't know that the Tipped and Stiff podcast exists in Kenosha. Some of them do if they've seen the TikToks. But at the same time, not everybody knows that there's surprisingly a strong drag community in Kenosha. It's the same. It's on the same level.
Which we will have Miss Carmel Bliss doing a drag performance during an intermission, like later in the evening.
Very nice.
Yeah, we're doing like programmed intermissions. So,
and that's what I'm saying. Like, people don't know about these things.
Yeah.
People don't know that there's a strong hip hop community in Kenosha. People don't know that there's a strong rap community or pop community or rock community. You know, if your ears to the wall, if you know, it's like if you're tuned to the right radio station of culture, you get all the frequencies, all the things that are coming to you. But
while we're talking about this, I also want to mention Kenosha Trash Trotters, our friends group. They meet like every couple weeks and they just pick up trash in Kenosha. Find them on Facebook. If that sounds like something you want to do, it's like directly help. If you live here, like, go pick up trash. Like, there's plenty of it.
Just help your community out
like,
any way that you can.
Right.
So
Kenosha's not that huge. It's big enough where there's a trash problem. There's also, it's small enough where like you can just go and like clean up a little area.
Yeah. and if we're all doing it a little bit here and there, and like they're really
Yeah.
they're doing it, like, so like people, if that sounds like something you want to do, you should definitely just like make it happen. Go show up. They do it they post about it on Facebook. Kenosha Trash
Yeah.
Trotters.
That's what the thing with Kenosha. I was thinking is that Kenosha is kind of like a giant, like, slab of marble waiting to be turned into like a statue. Like, and people are slowly getting like more and more attracted to whatever that project is, whatever that central project that Kenosha's could become, that all these different factions are working on. But now people are starting to like ring the bell, and people are starting to hear it and flipping the switch for people to like, okay, all right, this is a different place now. Like, this could become a very different place if we go forward in one direction. And it's a good direction. It could be the place, especially if this fucking theater gets finished in the next couple of years.
I'm saying.
We got a cool spot.
You know?
We got a cool spot with a lot of cool people who are talented.
Yeah.
Like, very talented. You know what I mean? Like, it's not. Listen, everyone knows that, like, I'm going to go see the local rock band. And it's like, you know, you're just going there to get drunk and, you know, hear some loud music. But it's like, no, Kenosha has some local talent. Kenosha has some local heat. Like, actual, like, they pull up. They're going for a home run every time. They're coming to murder. And you're blown away. And you walk away and you're like, that was the craziest experience that I've had in this scene. And it's very cool. Like, Sun Silo is one of the bands that I always think about. Every time I see Sun Silo, I'm like, that was one of the greatest rock performances I've ever seen. And they're here in Kenosha.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like Stone Theory, same boat. It's like they just try to murder it. And I respect that. It's like you're here. You know, we're not on the big city level. We're not on, people aren't like, I'm going to move to Kenosha to make it big. You know what I mean? Like, we're not on that level, but people are here as if their music is going to be on the Rolling Stones cover. And it doesn't mean that one day, I don't mean that in any way that it might not be. I mean in the sense that that's the type of energy people are bringing. And it's fucking cool. And I respect it. And it's the same thing with you guys, you know? It's the same, on the same boat. It's like, fuck it. It's like, it's the Beachfront Art Fest. It's like, it's not Bonnaroo, but you might as well swing the bat like it's Bonnaroo. Because fuck it.
It could be Bonnaroo.
You know what I mean?
I think it could be, but just the fact that it's a free community event,
Right.
I think it's pretty big for being free.
Right.
And it should stay that way. It should be about, like, literally community paid for. You know, everyone put your money in the pot, and we'll make this amazing space where everyone can enjoy. You know, and what you can give, you can give. And if you can't give anything, that's okay too. It's come enjoy.
Yeah, just come and give your presents. Come
Just
and
come
give your
be,
great dance moves.
Yeah.
And it's like, everyone has to know, when it comes to the Beachfront Art Fest, you have permission to have fun.
Yes.
Because that is something people forget. They go to these public places that there's music playing, and they're like, you know, you're just like this. They're like, I'm having a good time. And then eventually someone comes along and it's like, let's fucking mosh. And then people are like swinging on each other. Like, that's when it's fun, you know? When people find that they have permission to have fun, like, no, this is a place of loving and positive energy.
Yes.
Be yourself. Be who you are. Come to dress the way you want to be. Come be who you want to be. Talk to new people. Have a good time. And go crazy. Not too crazy. Don't get arrested. But have a good time. You know what I mean? Like, that's what this is.
Kenosha needs that if it's going to heal from anything that we all know has happened in Kenosha for a long time. Like, talking about like 60 years ago to like the last 2 years. Encouraging people to like become the artist or business, like entrepreneur, or like just a creative person in general that maybe they could be or need to be in order to heal, is like maybe the most important thing that I see out of like the spirit of Kenosha, or in the spirit of Kenosha. And then like same goes for people who want to come and enjoy, who just want to like see that that's happening and aren't creative people themselves, but can look at that and be affected by it in the same way that that performer is affected by it, as a healing thing. I don't know. That's the vibe I get from you guys, as like what there's like a deeper, pure intention about this. Because you guys all know we all live in Kenosha, so we all see what it feels
We
like.
saw it, you know. That was like around the time when I actually met Quincy, and like we were actually painted one of the like boards downtown together.
Right.
Yeah.
That was like one of our like first hangouts after we met. So that was, I mean, just a beautiful friendship that's developed out of, you know, that time, you know, like, yeah, like it's a rough time, but like there's so much positivity and new life here now, you know, like people are really, like we've been talking about the whole time, like it does feel like a wave of energy from this generation of people. We're all like just trying to do something, and you know, so come do it.
Let's
Go do
get
something.
it.
Go
Let's
do
make it
something.
happen.
Let's get it. One
Get
thing I
shit
do want to
going.
say, because I want to express this because it's a very big deal to me. When I went to the first Beachfront Arts Fest, I remember seeing a particular artist play, and I remember I was like, I want to play at the Bandshell. I was like, I want a bucket list of mine is to perform there. So I'm very excited that bucket list thing is about to come true in literally a week, and it makes me feel very giddy. Like I'm like, oh my god.
I mean, literally, like a week from now, you will be performing. Like at the time we're shooting this, it's 8:00.
Oh my god! Yeah, we'll have just finished our set ish.
Yeah.
Like, this is my first like legit show. First of all, like I've had house shows, basement shows, stuff like that. But this is my first time actually singing at a real public event.
Damn, bro, I'm excited to see
Yeah.
you kill it.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna
fucking
shit
Oh,
my
we're
pants.
about to go stupid. You don't even know. We have rehearsal after this. Listen.
I'm gonna.
You don't even know.
So Cade's gonna wear some fancy Hot Topic outfit. God bless him, because he looks good in that. He looks good in that. I mean, the
I do
pants.
look. This is all Hot Topic.
This is I'm
Everything.
gonna wear I'm gonna wear like a dress, like a tuxedo almost without the jacket. But that might be too hot, so I'm like leaning away from that a bit. I might just wear I'll go to the Dollar Tree and get a really oversized green T-shirt, like a triple XL T-shirt, and just like fucking maybe like shave my head again. No, I'm kidding. But I just wear I'll probably wear like black jeans or something, or maybe I'll wear shorts or whatever. But
We're all
just
gonna.
just look goofy as fuck. We're all gonna be having such a good time up there.
yeah, that's what it's for.
We're not gonna be brooding artists, but we're gonna be goofy.
Yeah.
When the 40
Goobers.
minutes is up, I'm gonna be like, I really wish I had 2 more hours. That's what it's gonna feel like. I was like, I want 3 more hours because it's just
Well,
gonna be so much fun. We're gonna have so much fun.
We're trying to do more like shows and events in the future. I feel like this is our flagship thing, but like Love Your Community it's a nonprofit. It's not just Beachfront Arts Fest. So like we can use the model of like community supported and like uplifting arts, you
Right.
know, like artists, like to do smaller events, to do smaller shows. Like it's, you know, something that we really want to do, and we want to grow and expand and like have like people that like have passion for what we're trying to do and like want to get involved to like come get involved.
Right.
You know, like this thing has room to grow.
Well, we got something cooking for October. We'll have to talk to you about after the podcast.
Okay.
So
Sounds
we
interesting.
got
Do you guys
something
want to talk
cooking.
about your Black Flag DJ shows, or is that more like private stuff?
It's
That
more
is
hush
low
hush.
key.
It is low key.
But
Okay.
it's a really good time. If you get invited, you're very lucky.
Those are fun.
Yeah,
You guys are little
these are
DJs.
the
That was
these are
super
the
fun.
anti-community. These are the love your gated community events. And this is where we go hard in a backyard.
You know, this is just
Going hard in the backyard.
it's more so for the safety of like this, like we can't have an open
Okay.
invite to like our backyard. It's just hard
Well,
to do that.
On the upside, it makes you sound cooler that you have little private DJ
Hey,
events.
you know, we're trying to do stuff
No.
elsewhere. Maybe like Black Flag someday will be like in a big open field somewhere.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that could be cool.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be
For sure.
Or in an abandoned theater.
You'll get a message the day of.
Yeah.
You'll get the invite.
Get the invite. You should get like a big ass Airbnb, and like clear out like one with like a ballroom almost, or a giant
Oh, shit.
dining room,
Yeah,
and just pack
and
that
one
bitch.
that says in the info, no parties.
Yes. So the police come and it's chaos.
This is a social gathering, not a party.
It's a funeral. We can like pretend it's a funeral. Like we'll have a casket. Someone will like hop in it if the police come, and everyone just like quiet
It
suddenly.
has to be Eric.
Yeah, it'll be me.
This is how we grieve.
There was what is his favorite song?
What are we at, Bryce?
We're like at like 55 minutes or something.
I was gonna say, I felt like that went by so fast.
Sure did.
I could feel it.
How long
but
were we talking in the beginning? We were kind of like.
Oh, sure. We're probably talking for like 15 minutes.
Oh, that's right. I really have to go pee. Can I go pee?
Yeah, just talk to me. We go pee.
Okay.
Go tinkle.
Yeah, I mean we're getting there.
Cool.
But could ask Kate about her any of her crazy modeling stories.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I don't know where to start. Well, you guys said that you guys like really. Did you guys start dating when you were traveling, or was like it before you started traveling, or in a different country?
Oh.
Well, we were just friends for a little while, and Bryce came to vacation in Paris with his family, and we were both seeing other people. So we were just friends, and
she asked me to hang out, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll come. Or like I asked her, like, hey, is there any cool things you can point me to here?
Yeah.
I was in Paris.
yeah, and I was like, just come over to my friend's house tonight.
Yeah.
We're having drinks. Cool people.
Super fun, and it was like that was like our like, oh, we're like friends, we really vibe. And then after like a period of time, then like we both were at home at the same time, and then we hanging out a bunch and just like being like, oh, you're awesome. And
And we watched 5 seasons of SpongeBob.
felt like it. But yeah, and then we went and we did travel for a little bit. But Kate has been traveling across the world doing modeling for like the last 7 years.
Yeah. I started in Asia, so Hong Kong, Taiwan, Thailand, Philippines, South Korea. And then I went to Europe, mostly based in Paris, France. But I was traveling back and forth for about 4 years from Paris, France to Tokyo, Japan, just kind of going back and forth for the fashion weeks and running on my visas. So that was a good time.
But you had a lot of time to get into some shit.
Oh yeah. I met a lot of cool people.
I know some of these stories, but like I don't remember how to ask about them. Like, I don't even remember where they
Saudi Prince.
Oh shit.
Saudi Prince. I never ever forget. I tell that story to people. I tell that story. For those who don't know, we had a podcast with Kate and Bryce that never was aired because when the cameras was off,
malfunctioned.
Technical difficulty.
Yeah, like your guys' camera, I don't know, something happened. They were like, we
something.
couldn't release it. It wouldn't be good.
Yeah, but also I was in the first runway show in Saudi Arabia, the Princess of Saudi Arabia, through the first runway show.
That's
that was historical.
Truly. You were in a heavily guarded, like,
Yeah, I was staying in the U.S. Embassy, so that was really cool.
Wild.
The cringiest moment of my modeling career with Kim Kardashian and Yeezy.
Was it
really?
Were you in like the backstage, kind of getting ready?
So basically, they hired me for the day to try on all the Yeezy collection for them to decide what they wanted to keep inside the collection, and this was in Paris, France. And I showed up to work. They're inside of a hotel room. They have the whole collection there. They're like, okay, you try this on, but just wait here for a minute. And it's like a half an hour goes by. They didn't offer me a chair, no water, nothing. And then they're finally like, okay, let's go. You get dressed, put on the shoes, and we're gonna show this to Kanye. Kanye's just sitting there. He says, I don't really care. Show Kim. So I go into Kim. She's in hair and makeup because they're both getting ready for the Louis Vuitton show. And I show my outfit to Kim as I was instructed to do so. She looks me straight up and down, and she goes, no offense, you look like a dyke.
Oh my God! We're airing that.
Oh my God!
I have never been
right to you. It wasn't like saying
right
it
to me, right in my eye. Like she looked me straight in the eye, and I have never been more insulted or more embarrassed in my life. Like I'm here just showing up to work, doing the job.
I feel like they should be embarrassed because it's their clothes.
She also did say.
Eric doubled down.
She also did say about the Yeezy collection. She says it's all shit. Just put it out.
Wait, hold on. She said what about the Yeezus collection?
It's all shit. Put it out. Just put it out.
I need you to say it. What'd they say about the Yeezus collection?
She said it's all shit. Just put it out.
And that was Kim Kardashian.
Yep.
I needed that for the clip.
Oh my God.
Dagger.
But also, I was just kind of astonished that nobody said anything because the D word, and I'm
Yeah.
not talking about that D
Yeah.
word.
I mean, dang
but,
it.
Dang it.
You know,
You mean damn,
the D
right?
word is very offensive
Right.
to the LGBTQT plus community, you know, and just to have somebody that is idolized by the world say that a derogatory slur to you.
To use
Like-
as a way to like describe like how the outfit looks. It's like
yeah, and she
it-
said, "You look
what?
like
It
a
doesn't make
dyke. No
sense.
offense. You have no curves." And I was like, "Oh, all right. Well, then you should have picked another model, not me."
Oh my God.
and like
She looks
meanwhile
like a
like
hippopotamus.
Kanye's just in the corner.
What is she talking about? She's so malformed.
Well, we don't have to
Anyway.
body shame Kim Kardashian.
Well, to be
She's not
fair,
a human.
she
let's not
wasn't.
body
She
shame
wasn't
anybody.
I'm not gonna
It's not
anymore.
about body shaming. She looked fine, and then it became a surgical process. This is a satirical comedy show, so when I say things, it's okay. But when they say things behind closed doors, it's not.
If she could pay for someone to kill me, I can body shame her.
Wonderful point. They come home to 45 mil. You know what I mean? No. I know what you're saying. Fucked up. However,
Yeah.
you met Ye?
I did. Yeah. It didn't go so well either. So my agent, he's super excited for me to have this job because it's like, ooh, you're working with celebrity clients. This is super prestigious for you. I'm so happy for you. Make sure you get a picture with Yeezy. And I'm like, all right. Super awkward. They didn't offer me a chair. They're already insulting me. Like, how am I supposed to ask for a photo? And then my agent called me and he's like, hey, did you get that photo? Like, please get it so we can post it on our Instagram. And I'm like, oh God, like I'm already knowing this is not going to go well. So I'm like, hey, Kanye, like it's been great working with you. Like after we had finished everything, I'm from Chicago. You're from Chicago. Like I'm Midwest representing. Is it okay if I get a photo with you for my agent? He's been asking. And he just was sitting there. He looked at me and he said, I can't take a photo with a model. Do you know what that would look like in the tabloids? And I felt so degraded again because I'm just a model to them. I'm not actually a collaborator or coworker, and they're paying me to be there. So I'm just
Wow.
on the dime.
Wow. Crazy.
That's fucking levels to that.
So then he could
Jesus
tell. He could
Christ.
tell. He did try a little bit afterwards to make it better because he could tell that it really did affect me, and I was like really bummed about it. I said, "Oh, like it's okay. I understand. Like have a good day." And he came back up and he was like, "No, we're gonna take this photo, but somebody's gonna stand in between us, and you're gonna hold this computer and this paper." And so I'm there with Kanye, holding these things in my arms that he set there, and someone standing in between us. And the girl who was standing in between us was an intern of the stylist. And she put her arm around Yeezy, and he was like, "Don't touch me." I was like, actually, I'm kind of glad that there's somebody in between us because
Yeah.
I've just been insulted and like degraded all day. Like, I'm just ready to get my paycheck and get out of here.
Wow.
But I've also had some really great times. That was the worst time. I will never work for Yeezy. I will never work for Skims. Anything in collaboration with Kanye and Kim, I will never work, even if they pay me the big bucks, just because they did disrespect me like that. But I've worked with really great brands like Giorgio Armani. He was such a sweetheart. I did his show in Paris Fashion Week. And for being a big name designer and the way that he treats people is just so heartwarming because he stands with each girl before they go out onto the runway and he goes, "Shine, Piccolina, shine." And he just encourages you to be the most beautiful version of yourself in something beautiful that he created.
That's
That's
kind of
cool.
cute. That's kind of cute though.
You know,
He's
here's
part of the whole process like that.
you always want to. Here's like the whole like never meet your heroes thing, right? When there's people at like such a level, you always wonder what they're like, right? And when to hear like Armani, right? To hear that someone's like, you know, they're successful, but they treat people with dignity still is always good to hear. But then, you know, when you hear those who are successful who don't treat people with dignity, you're not surprised. You know what I mean? Like you always end up in the
reason they say not to like meet your idols, those to like, because you love them so much based on what they've produced for you, is you assume that they are treating people with dignity. Like you assume like only the best out of them, so then you could be let down by them just being like how Kanye was, which is just like such in that matrix of like model that this is a costume, this is outfit, this is work, this is money.
This is an object.
right.
Yeah.
That's
This
why
is an object, this is not a person, this is like a stand-in,
right.
an idea.
And I get it. Everybody has their bad days. Like, everybody has their off days. But don't call somebody the D word.
Right.
Especially, don't make fun of them for their body when your body is plastic.
Yeah, I can call Kim Kardashian a hippopotamus, but she can call me a question mark. I'm shaped like a fucking boomerang.
That's why all my that's why my idols are pigs, and specifically it's Tim Dillon.
Yeah.
That's why all my
because
idols are dead. I'll never have to
At
meet
least
them.
Tim Dillon is honest.
he knows what he is. He knows what he is, and I respect that. I like people who know what they are.
He's a cum pig.
Thank you. And I'll never, like, this is the thing. One time I was working, you know, for example, I was with my manager at the current job that I have. They don't work there anymore. And I remember going outside to hit my vape. And they were also out there hitting their vape, right? And I said, I hate people who say they can quit whenever they want. And they went, absolutely. And I went, I know what I am. I said, I'm an addict. And this was a person who was a recovering alcoholic. And she went, God bless it. And it's just like, I love people who know what they are. They know, you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather have someone who's like, I'm a pig, I'm an addict, I'm a liar. There's nothing better than an honest liar. You know what I mean? You're gonna be hurt by honest people more than you will be by honest liars, because you know what's coming with an honest liar. You know what I mean? And it's crazy, like when you were saying in your story, you know, you people we make such spectacles out of celebrities, right? We have so many ideas of what they're like behind closed doors. To be fair, I have met at different levels now people who have success and have money, who are doing very well and are still grinding it out, who every time when they start including me in the conversation, that I'm surprised by, because of how, you know, still down to earth they are. But when you get to a certain level where your net worth is in the B's and not the M's, you know, you've probably seen a few things. You probably look at people differently. You know what I mean? Does it excuse anything? No. But it always makes you wonder a little bit. You know, like someone like Kim Kardashian, someone like Kanye West, you get to a certain point in American society where your life is such an extraordinary part of culture, such a cancerous part of culture.
They created literally, like, they created cultures for people.
You know what I mean? No,
what?
they got skeletons in the closet that are real people, that are bones, that, you know, if they looked at the teeth, they could identify who they are. You know what I mean? It's not just secrets. It's scary. And, you know, like, you as being someone who's interacted with them and it was a negative experience, it just kind of like, it tinges on the, yeah, I'm sure there's a point that you hit where you become and are a monster.
Yeah, when you have $1 billion. Like, why?
I mean, to be honest, I know what it is like to not really be treated like a person, kind of like maybe some celebrities do experience, because they're just this idol that people look up to. They're not
Right.
actually human. And I felt that way when I was living in Asia, because I would work in Korea specifically. I would work 16-hour days on the photo shoot set, and nobody was there to speak with me because I didn't know Korean and I didn't speak English. So if I had my translator with me, Lin, he would be my only friend. And that was for
Right.
like 3 months that I was there, maybe 3 or 4 months, just working, grinding out the money-making days. But also it's very isolating because you don't have a lot of real friends to connect with.
Right.
You know, everybody kind of sees you as this object rather than a human being.
You're just kind of a monument of culture, like fashion.
How did people on the
you know,
street
that sucks.
treat you? Did they?
Yeah,
look at you?
I kind of felt like a celebrity when I was living there because the street stylist would wait outside of my apartment and photograph me out there, which was kind of a cool experience, but also, yeah, looking back on it, very isolating because you can't have any true connection. But that's a really great part of why we created Beachfront Arts Fest.
Yeah.
Because
I was gonna try to bring it back. I was thinking.
Hold on.
I was
I'm
like,
gonna.
there's somewhere. It's
I want to
coming
go
back.
to Asia and be taller than everybody.
you know, you will, and you will definitely hit your head on the subway.
I want to go and tower over people. Because I feel like I would finally get the respect I deserve. Because
Well-
people would be like frightened to say things to me because I would here's
It's
the
not a
thing.
wild sentence.
When you tower over people, they're not going to test you. Do you know what I mean? When your wingspan is longer than their height.
Your wingspan is your height.
Exactly. So, and I'm 6'4", and I want that known that I got 3 feet of fucking hitters on these motherfuckers.
I don't know, my dude. I
just
got
think-
some friends in the Yakuza, and they could take your ass out.
Listen,
it's not all
we
about
don't need to
height,
get
kid.
violence. We just need the.
Yeah, where's your tattoos?
I need tattoos. I'm gonna get the call for sale star here.
You should get Yakuza tattoos.
Brand yourself.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool.
Wouldn't that be cool?
You
to
get the tattoo, I'll get branded.
Are you really hardcore?
Quincy's
No, you're
brand.
not
hardcore unless you live hardcore. School of Rock?
Oh,
What are we at for time?
We're done. We're
Listen,
done.
I'm 4 beers deep, and this has been
About to be 5.
and it will be 5 because I've had a
Oh.
great time having both of you on here.
What
It's
kind of
been-
crystal is that?
This?
Yeah.
This is a green opal.
Do you know?
Beautiful.
Do you know that there is only two objects on my desk that have emotional significance on it? And Jared knows this is true. He's seen my desk.
It's an old Jordan Peterson sticker.
No, no, the Jordan Peterson sticker is there, and that's what I put my mouse over.
Yeah,
but that's
drinks.
that's
It's
not
like- it's
and
like
drinks. That's
yeah.
not
Nah,
a
it's a
sentimental.
messy
value.
drinks.
Everything else is like pens and beer cans and a monitor. But there's only 2 things of sentimental value on top of my desk. And one of them is the letter that Bryce wrote me for Christmas. And the other one is the love crystal that you gave me.
Oh,
They sit right next to each other.
that's
That's
nice.
sweet.
And those are the only 2 things. I have to keep them there because I look at them every day. When I sit down to edit or record music or just fuck around on video games, they're sitting right there under the monitor, and I just look at them. I like to look at them. So I'm very grateful that I have both of those things sitting there. So it's very cool to have had both of you on today, Eric and Kate. And Bryce, as always, every week. Love your community. That's a beauty. Where can we find you?
Loveyourcommunity.us on the interwebs.
Instagram.
Instagram at Love Your Community
Email.
Inc.
Walking on the street.
In Kenosha.
Yeah.
At Pennoyer Park.
What
On
bars do
July
you guys go
31st.
to? So yeah, at Pennoyer
Don't want to
Park.
blow up the spot.
Black flag.
It's true. Black flag.
Awesome. Awesome.
Beachfront Arts Fest, July 31st. Many local bands are playing. You guys probably know them. Come out 12 to 10 p.m.
Be there or be a square.
It's free. Donations are accepted. we'll provide the link for the donations. Comment "cult for sale" in the donation.
Do it.
If
Or
you would
don't.
like to recognize us.
No, do
Or
do
if
it.
you like Stone Theory, comment Stone Theory.
Or Hyperia.
George Costanza, Orange Costanza.
Or
Yeah.
all of them.
Hyperia.
Any of the artists that you comment in the GoFundMe link when you donate, like a portion of that donation will be kicked directly to that to support that artist. So
Yeah.
it's just a way we're trying to have people like really be able to directly support the people that they care about.
Right. But if you guys found out about this through the podcast, I mean, you should be more inclined to give it to us. It's your money.
Cult for sale, baby.
Why not both?
Love your community, baby.
both?
That's a beauty, baby. Well, thank you for coming on the podcast. It was awesome to have you here. We had a lot.
Yeah.
This was fun. This was fun. A little
Thanks for
I was
having
really
us.
excited. I'm glad you guys all made it. All four of you.
So wholesome.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Check out That's a Beauty. Check out Love Your Community.
I forgot to say that'sabeauty.com is also our production company website.
That's beauty.com.
It's on every episode. So we're good. We got
Yeah,
that
you
one
better
covered.
be able to find us by now. Come on now.
Thank you both for coming here.
Come say hi. Come sit.
Yeah, pop
with
in the
Kate.
middle here.
Sit in the middle. Just squat. Put a squat in
Come
the
say
middle.
something, Quincy.
There you go.
Say
Hello,
come to
Quincy.
Beachfront.
This guy's the best.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Check out the Tipped and Stiff podcast everywhere. TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. All the important ones.
Thank you, Kenosha, for the space that
And
we're
thank
using.
you, That's a Beauty, for doing the production on this episode. As always, you got to get in on this podcast now, because there is absolutely a point that it will blow up. And if you're not in on it now, you won't be cool. We're going to probably make shirts at some point for the people who were here before everybody else.
Isn't that what our merch is now?
Our merch is
Stop.
bad. We
No.
need to don't talk about our merch right now. We got to redo that one.
I can't sleep
Talk
at
about our
night.
Patreon.
Yeah, the Patreon's probably coming soon. For those who are fans, we're hitting fucking milestones. We're getting bigger every day. Thank you, everyone, for checking us out. Thank you for supporting. And if you got this far in the episode, thank you for listening. Subscribe, like, share, show your friends. Biggest podcast in the world, bigger than Joe Rogan. And thank you for tuning in. We'll be back next week, as always. Good night.
Love you.